I thought we'd start the program off today talking about a very interesting and in the news way of eating that can improve all kinds of health markers, including brain health markers and heart health markers, and it can help you burn fat, it can help you lose weight. It's called the ketogenic diet. We've known about it for almost 100 years, particularly when it comes to improving seizure disorders. The ketogenic diet is actually a tried and true system for reducing seizure disorders. It can also improve the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. It can improve athletic performance. It's used by the Navy SEALs, Navy SEAL divers, to improve oxygen utilization when they're underwater. And it's a great way to improve the symptoms of metabolic syndrome, including high blood pressure and kidney disease, as well as heart health issues. The ketogenic diet, as the name implies, is a way that you can help the body make something called ketones. Ketogenesis means making ketones. And there's lots of different ways you can help the body make ketones, which can be thought of as super high-powered compounds that help your heart work and that help your brain work and rev up your metabolism a little bit, help you lose weight. I was at the Youngevity convention this past weekend, and one of the important announcements was the introduction of Youngevity's new ketogenic products, which can be used to help you boost your ketone production and get all the benefits of ketones, including weight loss, which is how the new ketogenic products from Youngevity are being positioned. So the ketogenic diet produces these chemicals called ketones. It began as a strategy to mimic the success of fasting for treating epilepsy. It turns out that the fasting is a ketogenic diet. When they started to study how the biochemistry of folks who were fasting, they noticed that there were these things called ketones that were being produced. And so they came up with a way of eating that could duplicate the biochemical benefits associated with fasting, and thus was born the ketogenic diet. Now, it worked so well for seizure disorders that it was actually a go-to medical protocol up until around the 1930s or so, and that's when the drug companies started to get going in a big way, industrial production of pharmaceuticals, and pretty soon these high-tech anticonvulsants like phenobarbital and Dilantin and Tegretol, which are among the most toxic of all drugs, by the way, pretty soon they became in vogue, and with the acquiescence of the AMA and the pharmacomedical industry, the ketogenic diet went on the back burner until very recently, until maybe about 5 or 10 years ago. And even today, most doctors, I'd say, and certainly most patients, haven't even heard of the ketogenic diet. So the ketogenic diet, or the ketone-producing diet, whether you're producing it by intermittent fasting or you're producing it by eating high fat, those are the two best ways to upregulate your ketones. The ketogenic diet is not just for seizure disorders. It's also for anti-aging and for regular health. It works because it helps the body produce these powerful energy-releasing compounds, these molecules that are called ketones, which is really a way that the body has developed over the course of hundreds of thousands of years of evolution for dealing with starvation conditions. When we're starving, ketone production ramps up and we make more ketones and we get a big surge of energy, presumably, so we can go out and find foods. So ketogenesis, making of ketones, is a way of changing how the body produces energy from food. For the most part, because we get so much carbohydrate in our diets, sugar-burning chemistry becomes upregulated and we don't make ketones. Ketones are produced from fat burning. So as long as we're sugar burners, we're not going to be making these ketones. But if we can switch over into fat burning, our ketone production is going to ramp up. We'll make more ketones when we're eating more fat. We make more ketones when we're burning fat. But the big problem is, because we're eating so much sugar, eventually our fat burning systems get dumbed down. Our fat burning systems get turned off. And on top of all that, because we're eating so much sugar, our blood sugar starts to rise and our body is subjected to damage from explosive sugar. It's called glycation. If you've ever had a hemoglobin A1C test done, what they were doing is they were measuring your sugaring, measuring your caramelizing. I like to call it caramelizing because it's a nice visual. You just think of gooey, sticky caramel, and that's basically what glycation is, except in the body, the gooey, sticky caramel, or the glycation, occurs in the blood vessels in the eyes. It occurs in the blood vessels in the extremities, and the fingers and the toes, in the hands and the feet. And this is why diabetes is a leading cause of amputation, and for that matter, a leading cause of blindness. But if we eliminate, or at least dramatically reduce, our carbohydrate or our sugar intake, and at the same time increase our fat intake, the body will shift over from sugar burning chemistry into fat burning chemistry. And because fat contains twice as much energy as sugar, the body can be fueled more effectively with less food. And when fat is burnt for energy, it produces something called ketones, which, as I say, is a kind of super fuel, especially for the heart and especially for the brain. And on top of that, because we're not going to be ingesting as much sugar, our insulin levels will drop and the body will become more sensitive to the effect of the sugar processing hormone insulin, which is also responsible for helping cells get more nutrition. So we'll be all around, across the board, healthier when we go ketogenic, when we go high fat and low carb and moderate protein. If you want to leverage the power of the ketogenic diet, in addition to making sure you're eating low carb, you also want to make sure you're getting your basic nutrition. You want to make sure you're getting your micronutrients, your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Ultimate Daily, Immortalium. And if you want a nice, tasty, high-protein way to replace meals, check out the new keto products, the Keto FX Bar and the Keto FX Shake. All right, time to take a break. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Sitting in for Doc today. I'm a nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements in my practice rather than toxic pharmaceutical drugs. Never really did understand the logic of using toxic pharmaceutical drugs for chronic degenerative diseases, which way more often than not are about nutrition and nutritional status, and they're certainly not about prescription drugs. There's no such thing as a Ritalin deficiency, as my pharmacy school professor used to say. A Ritalin deficiency disease, anyway. All right, I'll be sitting in for the next 45 minutes or so, as I always do on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, with my good friend and colleague, Douglas Winfrey. What's up, Doug?
Yeah, great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
As we've got a CNN story headlined, "Skin Condition Linked to Risk of Aneurysm." They say effects of psoriasis go far deeper than the skin. The condition may raise a person's risk of potentially deadly aneurysm, according to a new study from Denmark. They say people in the study who had psoriasis also had a greater risk of having an abdominal aortic aneurysm. This was all published in the journal Atherosclerosis, Thrombosis, and Vascular Biology, a relatively rare condition that occurs when the aorta, the large blood vessel that carries blood to the abdomen, becomes enlarged. If the enlarged aorta ruptures, it can be deadly. There are often no symptoms of the aneurysm before the rupture occurs. The researchers found that as the severity of a person's psoriasis increased, so did the risk of an abdominal aortic aneurysm. In the study, researchers looked at nearly 60,000 people with mild psoriasis and more than 11,000 with severe psoriasis, and compared them the risk of aneurysm in each of these to groups having among 5.4 million people in the general population of Denmark. Over a 14-year period, they say 50 people with severe psoriasis and 240 with mild psoriasis developed an aneurysm. They took into account other risk factors such as person's age and smoking history, found that those with severe psoriasis had a 67% greater risk of developing an abdominal aortic aneurysm compared to the control group, and those with mild psoriasis had a 20% increased risk of having an aneurysm. They said this is not the first study to suggest psoriasis may be linked to cardiovascular health. A 2015 study found that the skin condition was linked to the amount of inflammation in a person's blood vessels. I know Dr. Wallach links, having psoriasis to a gluten intolerance, which generally when people have a gluten intolerance, they have all kinds of health challenges.
You hit the nail on the head, buddy. Psoriasis, by the way, is also linked to increased risk of cancer and increased risk of other autoimmune disease. And this is so important, because if you go to the doctor, Doug, and you go to a dermatologist, say, and you have psoriasis, what do you think you're going to get? You're going to get a steroid cream. Exactly. That's the only thing they can give you, pretty much. So you're going to get something that attacks the symptoms, that approaches the disease as if it was a skin problem, but there's no such thing as just a skin problem. All diseases occur in a complex of diseases, and even if we just notice it on the skin, it doesn't mean we're not breaking down inside, and that's why nutrition is so important. Because when you use nutrition or dietary strategies, and Dr. Wallach is right on about the relationship between gluten and other food allergens and psoriasis, or food intolerances and psoriasis, when you approach these skin conditions from the inside out, not only do you improve the obvious symptoms, not only do you improve the superficial and the cosmetic symptoms, which in the case of psoriasis are these unappealing, unattractive plaques and itchiness and general skin misery, but you're going to deal with improving your prognosis when it comes to heart disease. You'll be reducing your risks for cancer. You'll be increasing your longevity, and you're just going to be feeling better. And that's why for the last 20 years, 25 years, almost 30 years, I've been talking about using nutrition for dealing with health issues, and that's why Dr. Wallach's been doing it for 50 years. Why would we want to mess around with the superficial symptoms? Why would we want to just hide the symptoms or get a Band-Aid when we can actually approach the problem at the causal level? To me, as a skincare professional, and I've been working with the skin now since the early 1980s, I look at skin diseases as a window to what's happening inside your body. So you can rest assured that if you have an autoimmune condition on the top of your body, that is on the skin, you got something percolating inside the body, and you don't need to have a biopsy, you don't need to have a blood test to figure it out. Just by looking at the symptoms on the skin, you can pretty much assume you got something percolating along inside the body. And by the way, it's not just psoriasis, it's also rosacea, as we'll talk about when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. So before we went to break, we were talking about psoriasis and how psoriasis is linked to other health challenges, heart disease and circulatory health problems and aneurysms. It's also linked to cancer. And this is a common theme when it comes to skin health issues. Skin health issues are linked to other problems because the skin, while it may look like it's separate from the rest of the body, isn't. It's part of the body. Obviously, it's part of the body. So if you have a problem in part A, it's pretty likely that you're going to have problems in other parts of the body as well. This is from the from the magazine Dermatology News, also known as Skin and Allergy News, a trade journal for dermatologists. Rosacea linked to several autoimmune diseases in women. Now, rosacea itself is not an autoimmune disease, but it is an immune disease. It's not the kind of disease where the body attacks itself, but it's a sign of some kind of immune or offensive reaction or defensive reaction to some kind of offending element. A lot of folks think that rosacea is a skin disease. Well, it's not really a skin disease. It's a circulatory disease. And when you have rosacea, which is kind of like these red spots that form in the upper cheeks or sometimes in the nose, what you're really experiencing is inflammation in the circulatory system. So obviously, if you got a problem in the circulatory system, you're going to have problems in the rest of the body as well. Now, if you go to a dermatologist, he's going to give you an antibiotic cream. I've heard dermatologists and even some estheticians say that rosacea is caused by little mites, little bugs that live on your skin. I've heard all kinds of craziness, but here's the bottom line. Rosacea, as most rosacea victims will tell you, is linked to the foods you eat. And anybody who has rosacea knows there's certain foods that will make their problems worse. Gluten is a big problem. Any flour can do it. Any dairy product can do it. Eggs can do it. Sugar can do it. Sometimes peppermint can do it. Sometimes chocolate can do it. Everybody's got their own personal battles to fight when it comes to food issues. And if you're dealing with rosacea and you really honestly want to take care of the problem, go to your digestive system. Work on digestive health. In fact, if you want to just do one thing for your health, no matter what your health challenge is, work on your digestive system. On this program, everybody who calls, pretty much everybody who calls in this program, I'm going to say do a food diary, link your issues to problem foods, and eliminate them. Also using a good probiotic supplement, like my favorite, the Ultimate Nightly Essence, made with a full spectrum of good bacteria as well as digestive enzymes, using things like vegetable juices to help support the health of the intestine, noni or aloe vera for their coating effect on the intestine, likewise the Fucoid Z. Even the glucogel caps have a wonderful benefit for helping build the digestive tract. But nothing is more important than eliminating those problem foods and doing a food diary. Sometimes even fasting can help. We just lay off a food entirely. A lot of times people will be afraid to do a fast because they'll think, oh, well, I can't, I need the energy. Well, it turns out that if you have a problem food that you're eating, it's actually costing you energy. In other words, if you are reacting to a certain food, gluten or flour or dairy or grains or whatever it is, you're actually burning through energy and burning through precious micronutrients. And this is why fasting can be such a helpful health strategy. If you don't want to do a full-blown fast, go ketogenic. Use your Keto FX bar and Keto FX shake. Eat more fat, butter especially, and keep those carbs down. Keep the sugar down, keep the carbohydrates down. I'm reading here from the journal Food Navigator. Excess sugar consumption similar to cocaine addiction, according to this study. All right, we'll take a break and come back with your phone calls. This is from Where is this from? PLOS One, Public Library of Science Journal. Excess sugar consumption similar to cocaine addiction. I love this. The same kind of brain chemistry that gets you addicted to cocaine is involved in how we eat sugar. That's why we constantly have to have more and more sugar. It's called tolerance. We become tolerant to the same amount of sugar, and we have to have more and more to get that sugar buzz. And that's why so many of us are on this sugar roller coaster, this up and down high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster. We eat lots of sugar, our blood sugar drops. We eat more sugar, our blood sugar drops again. We eat even more sugar, our blood sugar drops again, ultimately leading to type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome and much of the health challenges that we deal with in this country. I'd venture to say a large amount of the health challenges we deal with in this country involve sugar as well as other eating behaviors. If you have questions about any of the things we're talking about here today or the longevity products, if you need help with a problem patient or loved one or family member, we can help you. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach along with Doug Winfrey. Time to hit the phones. What do you say we get our first call of the day, Doug?
All right, let's head to San Francisco, California, and Pootie. You're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Pootie.
Hello, doctor.
Hello, Pharmacist Ben.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
how can I help you?
Yes, I have a question concerning glaucoma. My mom, was diagnosed with glaucoma, and she was diagnosed pretty late. So she's been on Beyond Tangerine, Beyond Osteofix, which is Ultimate Daily, and also give her gut liver oil. She's been on these supplements for 2 or 3 years, and recently I started her on glucose gel, CM Plus, and enzymes.
Very nice.
For her knee pain in the knee, and I also, I was looking recently. She was losing her vision on her right eye, so I'm going to send her selenium, EFA Plus, Cardio Sticks, and Vision Fix. I'm not sure if these are correct.
Everything you're doing is right on. A couple more things I would add, however. One is I would use the Fucoid Z, throw in some of that Fucoid Z. And the second thing I didn't hear you mention is how she's eating. There's a very important relationship between food and glaucoma. Glaucoma is caused by an inflammation inside a little opening or a valve in the eye that drains fluid out. When that valve becomes inflamed or damaged, the fluid doesn't drain, and that's what glaucoma basically is. It's a pressure inside the eye because fluid isn't draining because the valve is broken. Basically, it's actually damaged. That damage occurs from sugar, and it occurs from digestive toxicity, food toxins. So in addition to treat, and this is true for everybody with glaucoma out there, and a lot of folks have it, especially, by the way, older folks, and especially diabetics. That tells you something right there. The first thing you want to do is treat her, even if she hasn't been diagnosed, treat her as if she's a diabetic. You might want to go ketogenic, which is a high-fat diet that we talked about at the beginning of the program, using your sweeties. You're smart to have her on the sweeties, but just keeping her sugar intake down. And if you're one of those folks, or your mom is one of those folks who can't get off of the sugar, eat more protein. That's one of the fastest ways to wean yourself off of sugar. You can also use amino acids that are found in whey protein and egg protein. More protein in general will make it easier for the body to wean itself off of sugar. Sugar is important for energy, of course, but protein's responsible for building and for repair. So most of us get plenty of energy, but it's the building and repair that we're missing out on. That's why you want to up her protein, in addition to staying on all the nutrients you just talked about. And last but not least, I'd be working on digestive health. There's a very important relationship between all inflammation, all inflammatory diseases, and digestive health and wellness. Do a food diary, eliminate problem foods, eat less calories, and then make sure you're using your ultimate nightly essence so she's getting a good bacteria. And if you want to support the intestine so the bacteria can thrive, make sure she's using lots of vegetables and vegetable juices, particularly colored vegetables, which have a special relevance for eye health, reds and blues and greens and oranges. Thanks for your call, Pootie. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. We've got to take a break. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll get to you when we come back.
Well, let's head to Pennsylvania. And Neil, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Neil.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on, my friend?
I got a chronic condition. I was at all the top hospitals, John Hopkins in Maryland, Hershey, Philly, and all those places, and they can't seem to find a way to stop it or even control it.
What's going on?
Surgery back.
Tell me about this. Tell me about the specifics of the condition.
I had swelling. Right now, I have swelling in my back, neck, and head, causing unbearable pain, loss of function in my limb, numbness in chest, blackout, and seizure.
All right.
It occurs normally every day. I'm on the highest pain medication, Dilaudid.
Okay. Well,
Started
here,
having-
let me work with you here, okay? Now, I'm assuming that's not an infection. They probably checked for that. All right. So there's 2 ways that your body can break. There's 3 ways your body can break down. Number 1 is an infection. That's bacteria, basically. Sometimes other microbes. They infect the body and they alert the immune system. The second thing that can happen is a mechanical issue. Something hits you in the head or you get into an accident of some kind. And then the third thing that can happen is you're injecting something into your blood chronically, and that typically means food. Those are the only 3 things that could be going wrong with you. So it's not that complicated, my friend. So assuming you don't have an infection, right? They checked for that probably. So you assume you don't have that.
Well,
you haven't been in an accident, or it's not a trauma, right?
Yeah, it is. It started happening 2 months after I had thoracic surgery in T4 and 5
Okay.
in April of 2006.
Okay, then you may have some mechanical issues there. But didn't they check for that?
Yeah, I have a small portion of my spinal cord cut. But
Okay, all right. So you may have some mechanical stuff going on. There's nothing we could do about that. If you've been cut, you've been cut. There's nothing we could do there. But what you can do is you can mitigate the damage. Okay, now I don't know how severe the mechanical trauma is, so I can't tell you you're going to 100% reverse. It depends on how severe the trauma was. But I can tell you can mitigate the symptomology by having the immune system stand down. Think of the immune system as your defense system. And while you do need to have a defense system, if it is chronically activated, eventually it's going to change the way the blood moves through your body. It's going to affect nutrition to the cells. It's going to slow down the healing process. So I can't tell you what to do for the mechanical issues, but I can tell you what to do if something is occurring chronically on a day-to-day basis. And if you're subsisting on the standard American diet, the odds are pretty good that's what you're dealing with. Now, Dilaudid is also going to slow down your digestive system and make it more likely that toxicity will build up in your intestines, so that will compound the issue. I'm not telling you what to do with your Dilaudid, to get on it or off it. That's your business, but I can tell you it's not doing your digestive system any good, and that means more toxicity into the blood. Best bet for you, my friend, is to calm the immune system down. The bulk of your immunity is located in your digestive tract. That means food diary, eliminate problem foods. Anything that causes digestive distress is to be eliminated. Now, you're probably chronically constipated if you're on Dilaudid. That's pretty much the biggest side effect with that drug. So you're going to have to kind of filter that out. But if you have crampy or bloaty or nausea or heartburn associated with a specific food, that's a food that you want to eliminate. And then you got to start to love your intestine and improve your body's ability to clear out that drug. That drug is acting like a hole in your boat. So while it's important to do all the nutrition so you don't sink, you're not going to be able to go very far as long as you have that hole. The nutrition is going to be like bailing water. Taking care of the digestive system is going to be like patching up your boat. So in addition to doing the food diary and eliminating problem foods, get on the BioLumin or the Ultimate Nightly Essence, which can help you detoxify the drug, also support digestive health. Make sure you're using your Ultimate enzymes after all meals. The Ultimate enzymes are made with something called bile, B-I-L-E, bile salts. And those bile salts can help improve detoxification of the Dilaudid, and they also help you with your digestive symptoms. Get on the Fucoid Z, which can help coat the digestive tract and support your blood. And make sure you're using the Healthy Start Pack as much as possible. Don't forget about some vegetable juices to help clean out the colon. Anything you could do for intestinal health will help, but the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX, and the Ultimate EFAs are also important just for getting yourself the mighty 90 essential nutrients. Hope that helps. Thanks so much for your call. And God bless you. That sounds like a terrible cross to bear. I hope everything works out for you. All right, who's next on the line, Doug?
Well, let's head to Colorado. And Marie, you're on with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Marie.
Hi. I have antiphospholipid syndrome.
Okay. I love hearing that because when I tell you how that works, you're going to know exactly what to do. I don't love that you have antiphospholipid syndrome, of course. But do you know what it is, first of all, Marie?
Well, I know it makes my blood clot, and then they say that's why I have a bunch of varicose veins,
right.
Mostly done by my
But
injuries.
what exactly does antiphospholipid syndrome mean?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to edify you on this one, everybody listening. Antiphospholipid syndrome is a syndrome, which is a bunch of different symptoms, that is marked by the body attacking the red blood cells. The phospholipids, which are little components on the red blood cells, get attacked, and this is what causes the blood to clot. It's basically an autoimmune type of disease. The body attacks the substances on the red blood cells. Make sense so far?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're going to end up with blood clots, and if you're pregnant, you get miscarriages, and are they giving you a blood thinner?
Yeah, he prescribed me to have a baby aspirin every day.
Okay, well that's a mild blood thinner. It's not as bad as some of the ones you could have gotten. You got to figure out, why is the body turning on itself? Why are the red blood cells deformed? Why does the body think that the red blood cells are the enemy? And that means you have an immune problem, a defensive problem. And you can share all this information with your doctor and have them explain it to you I'm sure they understand it. You have them explain it to you if you want more information. But basically what you're talking about is the body attacking the red blood cells. It's an autoimmune type of disease, and it's causing these blood clots. A couple things you're going to want to do right away. Whenever you have an autoimmune disease, and I don't care if it's rheumatoid arthritis or it's antiphospholipid syndrome or if it's type 1 diabetes or whatever it is, if it's an autoimmune problem, it's a food problem, because the immune system is located in the digestive tract. And this isn't me talking like a food Nazi. This is just biochemistry. So you got to do a food diary and eliminate problem foods. That is, foods that cause any digestive distress. Gluten is a big problem. Cereals, grains, eggs can be an issue. Dairy can be an issue. You have to beans sometimes, legumes, peanuts, soy. You have to see what your particular problem foods are and then eliminate those foods. You'll notice your symptoms will improve when you stop eating. Now, you got to eat eventually, but when you stop eating for a day or 2 or 3, maybe do a Suero V cleanse where you get on the Suero V and do half a bottle every hour, you're going to notice within a day or so your symptoms start to improve. When you start eating again, they're going to get worse, but that will give you a little bit of perspective on the relationship between the foods you're eating and your symptomology. Then you want to start to protect the digestive system, and by the digestive system, first and foremost, I mean the intestine. And that's where your Ultimate Nightly Essence come in. You can also use noni juice and aloe juice. Those have a coating effect on the intestine, as well as the Fucoid Z. And then you want to make sure that you're using stomach support nutrients, especially our Ultimate Enzymes, which contain bile salts and pancreatin, as well as digestive acids. Then for straight out thinning the blood, I like essential fatty acids. The Ultimate EFAs are super important. Vitamin E can have a nice blood thinning effect. Garlic can have a nice blood thinning effect. And the Fucoid Z also has a nice blood thinning effect. All of these are nutritional blood thinners. They're not drug blood thinners, so you don't have to worry about toxic side effects, but they have a natural way of thinning the blood. And of course, in addition to the Ultimate EFA, you'd be smart to get on the Healthy Start Pack. That'll get you all your basic nutrients, your Ultimate EFAs, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, as well as your Beyond OsteoFX. Hope that helps, Marie. Thanks for your call. And let's see if we can get one more call in. Douglas?
All right, let's head to Atlanta, Georgia. And Roshni, you're on with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Rush G. Is that how you say that? Did I say that correctly? Go ahead.
Okay, it's a pleasure to talk to you, pharmacist Ben. I've watched you on YouTube, and your message gives us all a lot of hope.
Thank you.
I have some bizarre symptoms going on. It's been 4 years. I was pregnant with my second child. I was throwing up throughout the entire pregnancy, and then I breastfed her for almost 2.5 years. And she was almost exclusively breastfed. She wouldn't eat.
Rush G, my dear, we have to take a break. Hang on to that thought, okay? We'll get you first up when we come back from a break. Don't go away, okay? All right, you're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey. We'll take a quick commercial break and come back with Rush G and more of your phone calls on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this. We're talking to Roshni. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so start from the top here. Let's get you going. Let's figure this thing
I
out.
was throwing up throughout my pregnancy 4 years back, and then I was breastfeeding my toddler for about 2.5 years. That's when I started noticing symptoms like of anxiety, panic attacks, and just feeling really low. And I was not supplementing, unfortunately, while I was breastfeeding her. And then it's been 3 years since, but I've been getting one symptom after the other, just bizarre symptoms. The only thing the doctors could diagnose was that my ferritin levels were extremely low, almost close to nil. So I have this extreme shortness of breath, and I don't feel comfortable even driving with the kids around because I just feel weak. And then I have all these bizarre symptoms. I feel dizzy when I'm driving. The motion makes me dizzy. Then I have just my overall sense of well-being is just really low.
Those aren't. Now let me get you going here, okay, Rajni, because I get a picture of what's happening. First of all, they're not bizarre symptoms at all. They all work together. They're signs of a body in duress. Your ferritin levels tell me there's something going on with your liver, which is not unusual after you're pregnant. And the anxiety and stress that you're feeling can be due to adrenal issues, which are representative of a burden on the body, and also a hormone called prolactin, which is involved in milk production. So it's not unusual that you'll have these kinds of symptoms. First and foremost, we got to figure out what is chronically getting into your body that's causing this distress, and as always, that means looking to foods. Maybe something as simple as a food that you're eating, or a type of, or a bunch of different foods that you're eating that all have some kind of burden or creating some kind of burden on the body. The second thing you're going to want to do, in addition to getting on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, is focus on the health of your adrenal glands. These are your body's stress glands, and pretty much every one of the symptoms that you're talking about, from the anxiety to the lack of energy to the sense of well-being, or problem with the sense of well-being, all of that's telling me that you're in adrenal overload. It's called adrenal fatigue technically, but what it means is your adrenal glands have been working double time to try to keep your body stable. A couple of things that you're going to want to do for the adrenal glands, most important, or one of the most important things anyways, to keep your blood sugar stable as you can. I'd be staying completely away from any fast-burning sugars, and that includes all flours and cereals and breads, as well as rice and pasta and potatoes, and certainly fruit juice and desserts. Anything that spikes your blood sugar is going to cause adrenal stress, and that's something you don't want at this point. You can eat more protein to help not only keep yourself off of the sugar, to help wean yourself off of the sugar, but protein has a nice stabilizing and grounding effect. Use the Slender FX if you like whey protein. You can also use the new Keto FX shake, which is loaded with whey protein, or you can use eggs or dairy or cheese. Any high-protein foods, fish, any high-protein foods will help stabilize the adrenal glands. Fish will get you iodine also. Iodine being very important for the adrenal glands, probably, along with zinc, the most important mineral for the adrenal glands. Zinc, magnesium, and iodine are the three most important minerals for adrenal health, and vitamin C is the most important vitamin for adrenal health. You'll get that in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You might also want to get something like vitamin B12 shots from your naturopath. That can be helpful for the adrenal glands, and all your B vitamins are going to have adrenal health benefits. The liver problems, those are related to the digestive system. They also may be connected to blood sugar issues. So using liver support strategies, that is digestive health strategies, can be helpful. The ultimate enzymes can support your liver, and of course the ultimate nightly essence, in addition to supporting your intestine, will also support your liver. Use flax fiber. That will do a couple of things for you. Flax fiber is a good source of calming essential fatty acids, omega-3 essential fatty acids, which can calm the body down. And then fiber can also help clean out any toxins that are building up in your intestine, and that can also improve and support liver health. Last but not least, practice slow, deep breathing. You'll notice that if you sit on the couch and practice slow, deep breathing for a couple of minutes, the vertigo or the dizziness, as well as the sense of anxiety, will subside. Even something like hot water, hot tubs, and hot showers can have a nice relaxing effect on the body. And when I say slow, deep breathing, I'm talking about in through the nose and out through the nose, making sure you exhale a little bit longer than you inhale, so you get that good carbon dioxide push for driving oxygen into your red blood cells. I hope that helps, Roshni, and good luck and congratulations on your second pregnancy there. All right, let's see if we can get one more call in before we go. Douglas?
We're out of time.
Oh, we're just flat out of time. All right, sorry if we left you on hold. You can always call us back tomorrow on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. And if you're on the fence about nutritional supplementation or the youngevity business, please give it a try, folks. I've been doing this for 20 years, nearly 20 years, and I can't tell you how many folks I've seen change their lives using the youngevity products. All right, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben for Doug Winfrey and MZ and Dr. Wallach and all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network. Have a beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA FDA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. If you're up several times every night to go to the bathroom, have frequent urination during the day, feel like you have to urinate but then have difficulty getting a stream going, have leaking, dribbling, or urgency to the point a restroom must always be nearby, you may have an enlarged prostate. According to the National Kidney Foundation, by age 60, more than half of all men have an enlarged prostate, or BPH. By age 85, that number is 90%, according to the American Urological Association. Ultimate ProstFX from Youngevity has been developed for nutritional support of the prostate gland. ProstFX promotes prostate health and supports healthy prostate function. Stop sprinting to the restroom and avoid those embarrassing moments with ProstFX from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Youngevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. 444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. Imagine a rich, decadent chocolate that's actually good for you. Youngevity's Triple Treat chocolate is just that, an antioxidant-rich dark chocolate complete with probiotics to aid in proper digestion. This all-natural product contains no preservatives, and for those with dietary restrictions, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, glycemic-friendly, and kosher certified. Not only does Triple Treat dark chocolate taste fantastic, it contains super antioxidant blueberries to absorb free radicals with an ORAC value of 16,936 per piece. Triple Treat chocolate also contains a proprietary blend of probiotics with over 500 million live healthy bacteria per 8 grams at the time of manufacture, with 80% reaching the intestines, which is much more than most live culture yogurts. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Youngevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, a formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Youngevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.